Yo, what up, ladies, gentlemen, theys, thems, all the wonderful people of the internet. It is your boy, Definity, the host that stay doing the most, back with my boys, my friends, once again. And if you're paying attention and you're watching the video version of the podcast, there's somebody new on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ProtoJ in the building. What up, Proto?
What's going on, everybody, my friends? Appreciate you having me here.
Just one more time for our boy. And as always, your favorite rapper, Nick Bean, on the scene, looking so
What's
fresh
going
and
on?
so mean. What's going on, my
What's
friend?
up? What's up?
And last, I'm not quite sure how to say it. Como se dice, Cruz.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's going on? We are back for another beautiful Sunday of recording of friendship and possible violence, but we are going to make it through. So, good news for everyone on this show. You guys, it's everyone's favorite time of year where I don't really have a job. Shout out to summer vacation. Ladies, gentlemen, theys, thems, everyone of the internet, appreciate me. I am on summer vacation and I friggin' deserve it. So
Happy
excited.
for you.
I have big plans. It's called sleeping. I'm gonna go from my bed, then I'm gonna sleep on the couch, then I'm gonna sleep on the other couch, and then I'm gonna go back to bed. It's my big plan for the summer. And realistically, though, I do have a plan. I'm gonna join LLC Twitter. You know, even though we don't really rock with Twitter as a social network anymore, thanks to that fucking goon. But yeah, I think
Elongated muskrat.
yeah, that's how we're gonna acknowledge that.
That's his actual
I like
name.
that.
If you
I
didn't
like
know.
that. But yeah, so I started I meal prep for myself every day during the week, and so my co-teacher was just like, "What do I have to pay you to make me whatever you make?" And then she became the advertisement of like just her walking around. Like I stay in my room. If it happens outside of my room, I don't really know anything about it. But she'd be wandering, so she's a walking billboard for food services. So now it was like me,
Nice.
her, and another woman. And I'm like, well, now I got the infrastructure. I might as well like legitimize it. So that's one of my summer goals is to finish the business plan and then like be LLC before the school year comes around in September. So y'all got to hold me to that.
That's obtainable.
You
Before
know?
September, you got a couple months.
Right. I
My
don't know how I'm
personal
gonna do
LLC journey didn't take that
Mhm.
long. I think the longest part of the whole thing was just like waiting for approval.
that. Mm-hmm.
My LLC being VLET,
Yeah. Gang.
VLET.
Gang. Anything I
no.
should know going into it?
So honestly, I got most of my financial advice from our Discord, specifically Chubbs and a person who is sitting here with us today who knows a bit about, the ins and outs and the how-tos of business and finance in general. So yeah,
Who might that be?
Made it pretty simple.
Maybe it's our new guy, Proto. What do you got
I'm
for
gonna
me?
say tip number one: don't treat it like your summer reading list, because
What's
you're trying to
that?
get that done. Exactly, right?
Oh, dude, my summer reading list is also.
I guess I just have to say step number two will be just do it.
Yep.
It's these days online everything is so simple, right? It's a registration,
Mm-hmm.
some forms to fill out. I think the hardest part is just deciding. For example, like a lot of you listening out here might have an LLC or something that they want to form, and they're like, we can name it this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Lock it down,
Yep.
and submit it.
Absolutely.
Flip
Before
a coin if
somebody
you're
else
stuck
does.
between two. Yeah, because there's no time to waste.
Amen.
Where do you feel like when people are setting themselves up to to do it, where do you feel like people go wrong the most or can go wrong the most?
Um, I will say, I think a lot of people get torn up what kind of entity to form,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that happens a lot. And the most flexible, everybody knows, is the LLC, right? And if I had not financial advice, but financial advice to throw on here, I would say that's a great vehicle to start with. It's
Right.
flexible. You can add people, take away people. It becomes a pass-through entity, which I'm sure we could talk about on another podcast.
Right.
That allows you to take advantage of different kinds of tax deductions that you otherwise wouldn't if you were the sole owner of, let's say, an S corp. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say you can start
An
there.
escort? An escort? I own
No,
escorts, so I'm a
no.
pimp.
Oldest profession in the world. I say it all the time. It
Sex
is
work
the
is real
oldest
work.
profession. You just
No,
got
but
I
he
don't-
said S corp, but I could not take.
I don't
couldn't let
remember
that
This is the
chance
Bad
go
Kid
by.
any
podcast.
of this. Any of this. None of this was on my summer reading list, dude.
no
What the
LLC.
fuck?
Needed.
Dude, my summer reading list is
Sleep.
4-5 books deep. Uh, because like teacher, so my summer reading list always is large. So I just finished Sula and traumatized Beam with that. Uh, I'm starting Beloved, so shout out to Toni Morrison. So like, good luck dealing with me through this journey, y'all. And then a couple of graphic novels. And I will shout those out once I've digested a little bit more of them. But people are also, making large commitments, whether or not it is to summer reading or LLCs. Some people are diving back into a behemoth of a game after 11 years, possibly like all of Layla's existence, getting back into Destiny 2.
Before.
Como se dice, talk to me. Destiny 2. What did Beam say in the previous pods to help get you back into the game? Because he's
pods.
almost gotten me.
All of them. Daily conversation.
What didn't he say, dude? What didn't he say?
So what do you like the most about your experience?
It's like a double-edged sword. So far, the experience, gunplay, as Beam has been beating that drum forever. Gunplay, gameplay in general is there. I don't think that there's another first-person shooter that feels quite as good as Destiny.
Except Overwatch 2, right?
No,
Absolutely
Overwatch.
not.
We love
Oh my
Overwatch. We love
God.
Overwatch.
We do.
We
All right, I'll
do,
just-
but
too.
I'll boo myself. I'll boo myself.
no,
on
we
behalf
love
of all of you.
Overwatch. Don't get
I'll
me
boo
wrong.
myself on behalf of all of you.
But gunplay, and I don't know, for one, I don't know, I've had a hankering to play something else that isn't Rocket League.
Thank God.
Not
Whoa.
to
Whoa.
fellow Rocket League tier Proto and up in this piece,
I was willing to listen to the Destiny talk,
but
even
not
though,
the Rocket League banter. So
No.
so he didn't let me finish. So I wouldn't say Rocket League still remains number one. Rocket League is king.
All
But
right.
like,
But you know,
why?
too much of a good thing, kind of like you gotta ease up off of it a
All
little
right, be
bit. You
careful
know,
there again. Keep
You know,
going.
too much of a I'm sorry, too much of a great thing, right? Too much of a great thing. You gotta. And I found myself like sitting at my desk with this whole ass PC and this like kind of not elaborate setup, but there's a good piece of hardware, and I just play Rocket League on it and stream. That's it. I just play Rocket League and stream, and then like, so I was like, maybe I should dig into this library of games that I have that remain unplayed that are installed on my computer.
Damn.
And I had a hankering, and I dove back in, most partly, I'd say half because Beam's been beating the drum, and like I always think of everything for a reason. Kind of, I believe in like signs in life, and like two of my coworkers at work for fucking weeks, we're also talking about like, yo, we just got back into Destiny 2. I know you play video games. Yo, put Rocket League down.
So,
That's
so,
how
And
that
then
sound?
and then Beam.
so you
right?
believe in Destiny.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Badoom.
Let's go.
And then
Sorry,
Beam,
guys.
right, every week, they added a lot of things. They changed a lot of things. There's RPG elements. You can really customize your character build. And there's new DLC, which there always is because it's Destiny.
Wow, you've been listening.
Yo,
I've been
Say
talking,
one more word and I might get on it. Jeez, my God!
Even the
no
drum.
wonder you got back on it.
And it's been
No,
like,
don't
so,
fold Proto.
So
Don't
like I
fold
played.
when
I'm easy to
update on
sell.
Xbox.
So
Damn it.
I played yesterday for like I'd say like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was just, and I didn't have to be at my desk. I played because it's just cross save, cross progression. I was playing on the PS4 in the living room, just cooling. Which, by the way, was a mistake, but it was accessibility. That shit. Playing on a computer at 144 frames and then going back to a PS4 on the TV at 30 frames, terrible.
I don't know what those words means, but that sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
So thankfully it's like optimized and it works, but man. But I pushed through. Because I'm trying
I'm proud of you.
I'm doing the
I'll
side
have you
quests. I'm hunting for exotics. I'm doing some story quest missions. There's a lot to do. It is very for lack of a better term, dense, but there is a lot to do, and it's fucking free. So like, come on.
oh, wow.
We love
All
the
right,
journey.
I'm sold.
Yes.
No.
Can I get another round of applause for me specifically? I almost have a full raid team. Almost. I feel like there's
Now I won't. Now you won't get me. Now I won't. Out of spite.
No, that's fine. I got 2
Don't
coworkers.
give him
dog.
what he wants.
We in here, bro. I'm gonna send them all.
All right. So, what games are currently on everyone's PC? What is the next friendship game that is not Rocket League or Fortnite? Like, we got to expand. So, what games are on everyone's PC?
Fort League, Rocket Knight.
Wow. Okay. Cruz, this is the one time you go first, and this is what you give us. Great.
Well, we
Good
did
job, buddy.
stop playing Fortnite, to be fair, but it's still there.
We did.
Still
It's
there.
always still there. Do we care that Apex exists?
Slightly.
Because go ahead. Somebody answer me.
Funny you mentioned that. I'm actually funny we talk about all of this. I'm actually weaning myself off of my Destiny addiction because it's been 6 seasons, year and a half of me playing, like all year. I just been playing. I'm never actually weaning off. But I'm not even going to talk about this a lot because I'll talk about this forever. But what they did,
I'm uninstalling, dude. Uninstalling.
This season they made it so that there's no more power level. If you hit the power level at the top of last season, there's no more extra grind for power. Like they're like, this season we're not increasing the power level at all. So like I'm cruising at the top, right?
Oh,
like
okay.
willing to
So
play
there's
with. Like legitimately, I have nothing else to do unless I get a good enough raid team, a good enough Nightfall team. Like niggas are high enough level to play the hard content with me. Other than that, I'm just like playing solo. I'm at the top. So like, I'm so glad you're here.
How long would you say it takes somebody to climb to that level of
What's the cap?
If you pull up at the base 1600, you could pretty much play the game all the way to level 1770, 1800, and then the cap is 1810. Mm-hmm. If you're casually playing, I don't know, a day, a weekend, maybe a month.
That's not bad.
That sounds so.
Tops. That's just like playing for, playing for purpose. Getting on, signing on. I'm going to do this, and this, so that I can increase my level, right? And then once you get to the top, it's like there's only specific things you can do to go from 800 to 810, right? So like,
because
I'm just waiting for everyone else.
I'm about halfway there. So I started at 1600, and I've played maybe 3 sessions. I'll say hour to 2 hours a pop, and I'm at 1708, I think, or 1700. I'm halfway there within not a lot of time. So that it's not as much of a grind as I remember it being.
It rains loot now.
And there's all the strikes and the dailies that I'm doing I haven't done the same one twice yet. So that redundancy isn't there. At least I haven't come across it yet. I'm sure you get there because it's Destiny, but for now, right now, I'm cool with it. And it is rewarding. Like I don't feel like annoyed.
Do you think the Destiny players They're really just the Halo players that don't have Halo anymore.
No.
I love
No.
this personal attack
Yes.
on Beam.
Yes.
No, it's not an attack. I'm just curious because
No, it is.
I feel
He's
like
right.
there is no other Alien heavy featured shoot 'em up Halo-ish. You know, it feels a void. Does it not?
It's the only thing we
scratches
have
an
left.
itch.
I
Because-
thought that's what this was, even with Halo Infinite. Like, I thought we just
Well,
all
that's what I was about to
abandoned-
say. I was going
Right,
to say
we wouldn't
no
even talk
because
about that.
I was going to
franchise
say like
anymore.
yes and no because it scratches that itch, but also like Halo still exists.
Well, did
So
it?
the whole thing is the engine. The whole
Mhm.
thing is the Destiny engine, and that belongs to Bungie. That's why all
Yep.
the guns feel the way it does. Why the jumping feels floaty, and Master Chief, 10 years ago felt floaty when you jumped up in the air. Like a lot of chunk in the guns. Like that's the engine. That's the engine that's falling apart. That's the engine that made them cut fucking 2 years of content from us so they can keep running it on PS4. Funny you mentioned that. Fucking sunset all the guns, like got rid of a bunch of armor, blew up the tower after Destiny 1. So that's why you lost everything in Destiny 2, because we blew up the tower. But actually it's like a technical issue.
Yeah.
It's all of the engine. So
Well, you see,
And now
this
that
is
they
why.
have hardware that can really take advantage of what they have in mind, maybe that's why maybe I picked a great time to jump back in.
you did.
Yeah,
Plenty to do.
yeah, that's what I'm going with too. This
So
makes it feel
Proto-
more comfortable. Yeah.
You were talking about like running the same content over and over, and then you come back to the game, they wiped it all out. Like there's like 3 or 4 or 5 planets in the beginning of the game that no longer exist, because they were like, this is taking up space and we don't use it, and y'all are complaining about it, so here's like new shit.
There's no need to go back to those
But
things.
I paid $100 for that shit when it came out. I
Right.
didn't get any money back. So
Right.
So
Right.
So that
funny you
I was
mentioned
gonna say-
Apex. I
But they
booted
don't.
up
They
Apex
don't
yesterday.
promise you shit, right? So
Mm-mm. So you
By the way, it's
booted up
Chris Nolan
Apex? What was
I did.
going on over there? Like, because I remember we used to like play it because like fucks with arenas way more than Battle Royale. I feel like I've never won an Apex Battle Royale.
that's the
But-
problem. That is the problem. I'm gonna
Thank
tell you
you.
right now why
Thank
I don't
you.
play that game. It's
You
because
just
I
gotta
don't win.
It's
get
hard.
good, bro.
That's
Yes,
also
sir.
facts.
No, we're not
That's
yes
also
sir and you
facts.
Cruz. Nah, bro.
yes, you are.
Apex Battle Royale is trash.
Trash.
You just gotta
Trash.
get good. Not
Trash.
saying that
No.
I'm good. I'm just saying you
Mm-mm.
gotta get good.
I can't agree with that
I
statement.
don't
at
have
all.
enough sweat in my body for that game.
Bet.
No.
Facts.
I would partially agree because we
Mm-mm.
play Rocket League and you gotta be sweaty to play Rocket League.
Lock us
But
down
win.
in arenas
But when? Yeah.
with me, concentrated effort, small field, let's go. Then that
3v3.
game is enjoyable.
Give
Big
me
maps,
Octane. I'm
mm-mm.
grabbing mats every time.
Quick
Can't.
question: does Apex also have bots in their battle royale like Fortnite?
No, it's only I don't think it does, and it's only 60 players dropping in, not 100.
Got you.
At
See,
least from what
there's
I
a lot
remember.
of
I don't know if
things
they've changed that.
If we keep going down the rabbit hole, we will unravel that Apex is a terrible battle royale. It's terrible. Like,
Is it though?
It is.
I only stopped playing it because
I have a receipt. I'm sorry, Jeff. I have a receipt of Proto saying that he is an Apex boy. I'm just gonna throw that out there
No.
and let that be that.
I
Okay, go ahead,
downloaded
Jeff.
it
there
once.
was no, there was just a bad season. I forgot what season it was, but it might have been like a year and a half ago, and it just like the season just like broke the game. Like I think there were issues with lobbies and something like that. It was like after the new season started, like it was just like buggy and like so people like stopped playing it. So that messed up queue times, and then like I don't care enough to like be down with the calls and try and save them. So like we kind of just stopped playing, and then we never jumped back in. And now all I play is Diablo, so it doesn't fucking matter. Diablo.
Anybody pick up
True.
that Link game? You know
That what?
The Link.
That
what was it,
Link
the Zelda?
game.
Zelda?
The Link
What,
game.
That's
Trigger,
Bro.
trigger, trigger. I was hoping
That's
nobody-
$70
clearly no-
cartridge.
Clearly
Right.
nobody did, or somebody would be triggered. So,
Mhm. No one did. That's
nobody
crazy.
did.
Nobody
Not
did.
in this group.
I didn't even get
okay.
through the
it's-
first one. I didn't.
But
even
it's
get through the
doing
first one.
great.
I got like 6 hours into the first one.
I mean,
and then I
apparently
gave
it's
it
the
back
same
to
map.
Beam.
I played Breath of the Wild for maybe 15. I put like a significant amount of time in, and I was having fun with it, and then I just I don't know what happened. There was another game that came out that took all my time away from it, or I just went back to Rocket League. It was one of the
Probably that. Probably that.
Speaking of time,
Okay, talk to us, King.
what else are we doing with our time?
You out here collecting hobbies, bro. You talk to us. What are you doing with your time?
There's more to
reading
life
the
than video
script.
games.
Yeah, there is more to life than video games. There is, and
It's
yeah,
true.
I mean, well, I guess if now's my time to talk about it.
Talk about it, bro. What you been doing with your time collecting all these hobbies?
Listen, I definitely think you're born being a collector. Let's start there. You know, like if you're like you're that kid that picks up rocks everywhere you go and stuff. Like,
they're minerals, bro. They're
I'm a kid.
minerals.
We went on some school trips, and I was like, man, these rocks are dope. You do not see these rocks like normally, so you get the shiny. All right, so
right,
I think that's where it starts, and you just like collecting things. And then what was one of the biggest things we collected as kids? Trading cards. You know, some people did sports, but you know, I, like many, tried to catch them all. I tried to catch them all, and I'm still trying to catch them all. They keep coming out with new ones.
Come on, keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. If Ash can win the championship, so can you.
But he didn't catch them all.
I didn't. But I currently, and I just had a birthday. I'm throwing that out there.
I was gonna get to that, bro.
Birthday,
We were gonna get to that. Happy belated.
But I got the chase card for Scarlet and Violet, which is that Miriam card. My lovely girlfriend got it to me for my birthday, and let me tell you, it was almost the same feeling as pulling it, because like I opened my birthday card and there it was. I was like, shot.
Wow,
right?
Synthetic pulling it, maybe, you know. But I will say that
pull.
joy,
like a synthetic blend of pulling it.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Felt just
That's
like
dope.
pulling it, and I'm
awesome.
into Pokemon
She knows you
again.
so well.
I'm gonna try and bring some Pokemon content to you guys, and we'll see where we go with it. That's definitely a big time taker for me.
Dope.
Shout out to you. Shout out to your girlfriend for knowing you so well.
Out. I agree. She's
happy belated.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
And like the art on the cards are right. It's just like I think what was it, like the Hypno or the Drowsy that has like the funky like Starry Night ish like superimposed on it. Yeah, we're gonna work on some clips and drop them for y'all, because the art on the cards in Proto's collection is like they're really out here doing it. And like the craze around Pokemon cards, like the resurgence got so real to the point where major distributors like Target and shit had to stop selling them.
They have them behind, I think, like not every single store, but they're behind cages. They're behind the glass now. It's crazy.
Like it's 1999 again in these streets, my guy.
They have like your regular little individual, like your Lucy's. They have them. You can just grab them. But like for like the collectors and the trainer boxes and all like the ones that come with more than just one pack, they're all behind the glass, right, Drinks? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Do you really just call a single pack of Pokemon cards a Lucy?
Damn, I thought I was going to get away with that one. I was going to get away with that.
Is this a
I was just roll with it. Just roll with it.
I had instant flashbacks. But
man, I'm just saying.
No, it's true. And on those, I wanted to touch base really quick on those full art cards, because I was like, these aren't even Pokemon cards anymore, right? Because we grew up in the '99 era. That was our prime. I just found out what consciousness was, and then I was like, oh, gotta catch them all, right? And I was like, this is my mission. So like, now they have these full art cards. I was like, this isn't real Pokemon cards, right? But then,
you can't show up to a tournament and slap these down on them.
You do. They're playable cards.
People are.
They
nuts.
just have full art.
I would.
They are gorgeous. Like if you like beautiful things, like they are nice little.
I was gonna say, like, if you're lucky enough to have a dub of it, I could see you going to a tournament with it.
I would. Straight avant-garde deck and just kill them.
You got to remember, though, these cards are like $4 if they're really good. I mean, like, they're no more or less expensive than they were back in our day, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't
Thank
even think
God inflation
I
didn't
think,
get that.
yeah, I think Scarlet and Violet actually is the first pack that went up in price, if I'm not mistaken, since they released in 1999. So, yeah, there you go. More on that.
I love that. So
More
what
on
else
that.
do we got in non-video game hobbies? Proto
Eating.
collects. I read things for work and for pleasure, um, and write things down sometimes. I need to write down more
Sometimes.
things. That's also part of my summer bucket list. Um, Beam, cruise, non-video game hobbies. What do you got?
So I do a lot of reading of
Hmm
lore of this game called Destiny 2. So let me tell you guys about
Yes. Tell me more.
So it all starts on Earth. So okay.
Oh my god.
That's
Get me
fucking
outta here.
awesome.
Get me out of
You gotta look with all three eyes to understand what I'm talking about.
here. Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
You made my camera unfocused. That's
Oh my god.
that was.
That's cool. That's cool. It'll
It'll bring
good,
itself
bro.
back.
Just-
That's
just-
so funny. All right, Cruz, what do you got? Because Beam no longer he's in
Yeah.
Definitely
It's a
time
timeout.
out this man.
Oh man. So hobbies that aren't video game related.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know that you can call this thing Rocket League a video game. It's more of an e-sport. So like,
We really
you know-
don't do anything else, man.
This is,
no. I'm just kidding. So
Ooh,
in
my
term-
blood
in ter-
pressure.
in terms of collecting, if you can see, I don't know if, if you can see back here, I have
Right.
like a plethora of anime and movie figures. I got to get shelves. I got the helmet, the Spidey helmet, Spider-Man poster. I think my wife got me for my birthday, and then a Funko. So I got a bunch of figures, anime, pop culture, Spider-Man, all that. That's kind of my season in terms of collecting. And as far as an actual hobby goes, honestly, just I guess does streaming count as a hobby? Because I kind of
Yes.
I do
We'll
commit
take
to
it.
that.
well,
We'll take it.
And so
you guys are easygoing, huh?
The bar's in hell, bro.
Like, video
We're in
games
our
doesn't
30s,
count.
okay?
So, like, I don't-
Video
The bar's in
games.
hell.
I don't have much like because I just work and then I come home. I think like as a
Be a family man.
as
That's
a
right.
Right,
family
you
man,
also
like
have a
extend
family,
this.
bro.
as a
Whole ass
family man,
family.
there's
Can I
not
extend
much.
this? What hobbies do your family do? Right? Do you have maybe like a family hobby that you guys like doing together?
Me and Denise be working, bro. But Kay's in Taekwondo, so she loves that. Actually, she's got her black belt test coming up,
Ooh, I can't
that's
wait for
hard.
her to be
In a
my
couple
bodyguard.
weeks.
Oh, that's hard.
Can't wait.
and Layla's just a girly girl. She hasn't found anything that she likes like too much. She's still in that, like she's only 7. She's gonna be 8
Right.
soon, so she hasn't expressed any interest in anything in terms of an actual hobby yet. But I'm like in due time it'll come.
Right.
I'm on my way with a
as a
basketball.
family,
Who's a
as a
hobby?
family, like as a I
I
wouldn't
was
say
about
as a
to
family.
say. I was about to say that.
Basketball.
We can start
Basketball.
balling again, bro.
Come on,
We're bringing
bro.
back the streets.
Yo, Kay played basketball this year. But as a family, no. Like
I'll be watching
real
anime
hobbies.
as a
we just
unit.
watch. But I don't know. Can you count that as a hobby? Because that's just
Yeah.
watching TV.
Absolutely.
So we can't count that as a hobby. All right.
Yeah,
so I
my
guess we
girlfriend
watch
would
animes as a hobby. As a
definitely
family.
say watch
Kaylee
it.
watches a lot of anime. This is an anime household, as you can tell by
Right.
all of this over here.
What are you watching anime wise right now? Besides
Yes.
Demon Slayer.
Don't do this to me. That's all I'm watching right now is Demon Slayer, bro. I'm watching the episode. Today's episode. Yo, that meme you sent, dude. The Megatron at
The
Universal saying Demon Slayer is a weak anime. Yo, get out of here.
It's for babies.
So funny.
I
Nah,
just
but,
saw that drama on Reddit, and I'm like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah, Demon
Trying to
Slayer is
tear
where it's
people
at.
down.
Can we
I
just
started
talk about how
watching
bad
Jujutsu
Attack on
Kaisen. I didn't get back to it. Yeah, I think I'm like 5 episodes in. It's piqued my interest, but Demon Slayer is where it's at right now for me. And
I'm going through the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen, and like, thank God, like, first of all, it got very fucking confusing for like 9 chapters, and like 9 chapters is about 3 fucking months of real time, and I'm just powering my way through. I almost started taking notes and wrote a diagram like a goddamn serial killer to keep track of what was happening.
And the string.
I legit used to ask my students to break it down for me, and I would give him credit. I'm like, all right, Roman, what is happening in Jujutsu Kaisen right now? Because I can't keep up. And he would give me the spark notes, and then I would give him credit
like the
for like
TLDRs.
Like, yeah,
Nice.
like too much happening. So I think when you're done with that, my recommendation is Dr. Stone. Humanity suddenly gets petrified, so covered in stone, and a freaking 1,000 years later, the scientist kid unpetrifies and has to like restart life, but he like legit uses like science to like do things. It's really fun.
It's really fun.
And it's like based off of like, I think it's like based off of like real science, like what he does and tries to accomplish in like this really primitive world. So it's like really informative and fun, and
kind of like a more grounded anime.
Yeah, and it's like good for the family too. Like they don't do too much with the character designs. It's not overly graphic. The characters are really like goofy and likable.
What do you mean by do too much to the character designs?
The titties don't be out, you know, and there's no lolly characters. It's like all the best parts of anime.
It's like he knew. Jenks,
like,
you be watching anime, dude. Come on. And if not, you about to start.
I needed an elaboration on it.
You got it, bro.
I like the real obscure animes that only have like 5 or 6 or 8 episodes.
Fooly
like,
Cooly.
My all-time favorite.
Yo, I remember when you found that show and I watched it and I was like, what is this?
At a time where DBZ was like the only anime, you know, that we
and
were
Naruto.
To. Naruto, yes, but you know,
Naruto was just I think we were just starting getting into Naruto.
I was late to that party. To the Naruto party.
Oh no, me and Proto were like 10 toes down, like 7th, 8th grade.
I watched
8th grade.
Years later, after it was all said and I only a couple of years ago I like watched Naruto from beginning to end.
What about you, Nick? Naruto? Huh?
The Sopranos,
I know some of these words,
right? The Sopranos.
Oh, we talk about TV. We talk about TV.
Talk about TV in general.
I don't. I noticed over the past couple of years, I actually don't watch TV. Like, if I come home after a long day of work, I'm playing video games or I'm making music. Like, I can never, I don't sit down on the couch and watch TV. I'll just like sit in the studio. Time? I have the 2 monitors. I don't have a TV in the studio. So like, I really just don't.
You said, what did Proto ask?
You don't be cuddling with your girl, bro? Cuddle and TV go like this, bro.
Like this, son.
Well,
like this.
You make a good point. I probably should spend more together time, but what we do a lot of times after work is, we'll grab something to eat, we'll sit down, and we'll load up this game called Destiny. And we'll just because she's into it too, right?
How about you guys go to the gym? I know that's a big hobby.
I have a lot of different things going on after work. I'm part of this new crusade where the millennial girlies, which is us, are going outside after work. It's just this new thing going on because TikTok, right? I'm a TikTok girly too.
We do this. We go outside after. Oh wait, never mind.
I mean, there was a long period of time where
I do this all the time. So what the fuck am I talking about?
Right, there was a period of time where, like, during the pandemic, and
happy hour
maybe
king.
Before we were, mid-20s, late 20s, we got a little grindy, had to stack our money up. We were like not feeling too good about coming outside, but like, just kind of go home and be bored and just kind of, be in the house. But we're trying this new thing where after work we don't just die. And don't just put on our pajamas at 7:30 and just be like, I'm too tired, and waste the 5 days of work just to live for the weekend. So like,
that sounds so much. That sounds great to just come home and not do anything.
No, you know what, Nick? I'm in. For 32, I want to change, and I want.
Yeah.
Put an applause. Where's the applause? Can I request an applause? I refuse to get older. I want to feel... Right.
Get
Okay,
up
now,
and
when-
do
okay.
something
I see what
after
you're
work,
Anything.
right?
Anything.
A simple philosophy to live by.
But it's different. It's obviously different when you have kids. I mean,
I'm starting to
cruise-
notice that I'm easily persuaded with some of these
Look,
takes.
man.
So I will say, like, now that it's warming up over here, I'm not. So I'd say maybe 3 times out of 5, I'm coming straight home and then just like recharging and like chilling out for a little bit before I go do something else. But now that it's like getting nicer out now, come to the territory. Like for the past 2 weeks, I'll leave work, whether it's Thursday or Friday, come home before I have to go get the girls, and I'm doing yard work. And I've noticed that it's really good exercise, and B, it's fulfilling, kind of therapeutic while you're in it, because I'm just out there. I'll have my headphones in, and I'm just in my own zone, cleaning up. And then when the
you're
weekend
getting all that fresh air.
Yeah, and then when the weekend rolls around, like if we do want to do something, it's still early in the season, but like, the backyard's nice and done and clean and cut up and perfect for hosting.
That is a hobby, sir. Let me tell you.
I will say that,
Hosting,
younger
that's a
me
big
is like,
yeah.
Younger me was like, no, that's not a hobby. That's just yard work. But
But similarly, I love doing yard work. When I lived with my mom on Saturday morning, I would like wake and bake,
right,
and mow the lawn, and then go back in the house and watch Bleach. Like it's like I did
But
something
right,
today.
it is-
I was outside. I got in the sun. Like the tan is popping.
in
like,
my ripe age of 31, it is fulfilling. It is slightly therapeutic while you're out there in it, because you just kind of just hammer down and
then it's just pretty to look at after. It's just
very
like,
much so.
Look
And
at
also,
this.
if it goes more than 2 weeks, that shit is annoying to cut. So you got to keep on top of it.
Fair.
You see, I would like to pay somebody to cut my lawn, but maybe have my own garden, because the lawn's
Solid.
I've been like flirting with the idea of, because we have plenty of space back there. It's a blank sheet of paper back there, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I have a green thumb.
You don't know until you try.
You talking
True
about
that.
gardens, bro? Can I get a horn real quick? Because I'm about to let y'all know my new. Because since we all basically agree that birds aren't real, my new conspiracy theory that I'm on top of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Talk
sir.
to
Yes,
us.
sir.
What in the world is grass?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on. Let me cook.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
me cook.
Come on.
We're talking
Blow my
about
mind.
mowing our lawns, right? We're talking about having to get up after 2 weeks. It gets a little messy. I feel like the grass that we have in our yards, and like especially in Houston where it's apartments and then they like put green there so that it's not all concrete, that grass has no benefit to the ecosystem at large. It takes up a whole bunch of water. It doesn't do anything with like bees, pollination, any sort of wildlife could feed off of it. It's just like grass that you got to use water to.
What?
So hold on, let me cook.
All right.
You mentioned having a garden. So let's take some of that grass that you have to water every couple of weeks. You got to go to the Home Depot and buy this chemical to put in to kill this weed here, and you trying to do all it. Maybe make a garden. Put some fruits and vegetables. Get some basil, cilantro. Use that plot of land to grow some food. Make it like
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
You going out and buying sheets of grass.
I would move into your village.
Look, man,
village, sir.
V-let.
So I agree
Safe
with
space.
everything you said.
That's just my newest.
As far as grass down south, I don't know what grass down south is. Up here, it seems to grow naturally, but people are laying sod, putting I don't.
Right,
believe
all
in
that
sod.
extra
That's
stuff.
That's
like,
a bizarre.
And don't even get me
concept
started
to
on
me.
golf courses, bro. Don't even get me started on golf courses.
This is a water conservationist
You
podcast.
got to
I
think.
guess.
Water conservation. But I will say, like, I've been thinking too, and like you don't even need like a backyard if you just had a little hydroponic situation in your kitchen, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's true, like you can grow little things that not only do they cost money, but you can have a healthier version of it grown at home. And cilantro, which I love, shout out cilantro.
Love it. Same.
That's one of those plants that you can have right there. Pluck it anytime you need it. Because I don't know about you, but I never go through a whole cilantro bushel. Like I always
you spend $1 and throw away like 90% of it.
It's nuts, and it's already only $1, but still.
Yeah.
You can already buy it like as a plant for some of them. Like you can buy the plant version of basil should you choose, and then replant it. I used to have basil, rosemary, and thyme in my apartment in Meriden, and then Howie never touched it.
There you go.
Howie never touched it. It was fine. Repotting them was an issue. They tried to die on me, but they didn't. But then I moved down here, and I don't have like the same like windowsill that's like up because the windows are like kind of like floor to like baby ceiling. And this time, Howie was all about the basil plant, and there was nowhere in this apartment that I could put it where she wasn't going to get to it. And so like, I hear you, but for me specifically, I would need a backyard because my cat is a monster.
Or a closet. Do a little closet with some growing lights,
Some UV lights.
Shout out to Connecticut for legalizing. Shout out to y'all. My personal growing vegetable that I have going right now is the green onion. It's so simple.
There you go.
If you didn't know,
yes,
when you
nice.
buy the green onion, you can chop it down, cut off the brown parts, and you can just stick it in a mason jar or something with water. You don't need soil, don't need anything, and it'll just grow.
Yeah.
In water, you keep the rubber band on it to stop it from drooping over. You cut off the brown pieces when it gets brown, and it just grows. I mean, after like, I don't know, 3 or 4 shearings, chops, it kind of loses its really oniony flavor, and you need to redo it. But that's, that's 4 bushels of green onions that you get for the price of one instead of just throwing away and going back. So, yeah.
So we're also an urban farmers podcast.
I'm loving
Yo, this is news to me. I'm taking notes.
Are you? I don't see you writing anything.
Yeah, there's
I'm taking notes right here, bro. Relax.
Look at all that space.
Right there in the middle.
Exactly. Yo, Jeff, what's under your hat, bro?
I'm off the podcast.
Oh, it's right there, bro.
That's me.
Oh man, so funny.
God.
You know what? Just to finish that, though, I will say there are tons of vegetables that you can buy and will regrow in your house. I think lettuce heart is another one, like the there's like a lettuce piece.
Honestly, even like just like tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, you need a little more space for that, but all of that is regrowable.
Well, you actually have to grow it. I'm talking, you just snip the top, like Nick was saying, and stick it in something, and it literally
it'll just regrow itself. Yeah,
like
grow roots and everything in the water. Makes it a little easier. It's not as hard to do if you have certain some vegetables are harder than others.
And to go big, man, I remember the property that I had in Houston before the winter came and wiped out all the trees. We had an orange tree, we had a lime tree, a date tree. Like, trees, mad underrated. Vegetable trees, right? Fruit trees, mad underrated.
Right.
Mad underrated. I used to just go back there, grab an orange. It was awesome.
We can get an apple tree over here at best.
At best.
At best.
Yeah, Granny Smith ass.
Pumpkin seeds.
Yo, chill, bro. Honeycrisp. Come on,
That's
now.
why the settlers had such a hard time over here.
Yo,
now,
that's
now we'll talk about a history lesson.
Can I get my horn? So when they came across the seas 400 years ago,
here's something to talk about. Actually, they just forgave witches, didn't they? Here in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Connecticut over and over and over again, man.
Oh, what did they forgive them for?
They pardoned them for not possibly being witches, but just women in general. That's an oversimplification of oversimplification of what it was.
Right.
Sorry, I'm a little problematic. It's all just caffeine. But Yeah, that's also a thing that happened. Shout out to Connecticut. You
And
know,
like,
just out here.
is there anybody who really was at home and they just like were like, wow, my ancestors have been like,
I think
like...
if you went to our witches versus the patriarchy, they might have had some celebration. Someone in
because
that
I feel like this is just
subreddit.
Connecticut, like, the Connecticut.
Like, what were they
people
trying
like,
to distract us from, dude?
Exact-
Big
Thank-
question.
What is the diversion here?
Let's just throw this out there.
Come on, let's talk about it. The government's going to shut down this
hold on.
podcast because the ideas are too big, y'all. Ideas are too big.
We're not gonna go too dark and dirty here, but it's important because this podcast and me specifically, we support we support women here. We support. But the Connecticut witch trials.
Shout out women.
Shout out women. Also, sometimes referred to as the Hartford witch trials, was 15 years, large-scale witch trials in the American colonies, predating the Salem witch trials. 37 cases, 11 of which resulted in
death. Yeah. They're like, oh, she wasn't a witch.
So all these years later,
whoops,
37 cases, bro. 11 of which went really awry for you know, whatever. Shout out to Connecticut.
And awry by those standards is very fucking left, you know.
That
you gotta take that into like when things go awry, like that means different things depending on the time period you're in. So I can only imagine what awry means
in that
back
context.
then. Right? Because like things going awry.
You,
we've run out of food.
You prescribing people.
We think the devil is here. And like, wow. And then there's mass hysteria, because you know palm colored people are good for mass hysteria.
And just like that, this podcast went awry. So
I'm just saying.
Jeff's yelling.
I'm just saying it's all in context, you know. So I'm glad that, you know, they are getting pardoned.
Look, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy.
One night,
I am.
cough syrup, right?
Excuse
Trademark. There was this brand called One Night Cough Syrup back in the day of our grandparents and great grandparents. And it was alcohol, cannabis, chloroform, and morphine in a bottle to stop your coughing. Oh yeah, people was wilding. People were out there acting like they had powers because that's what you're prescribing them for a cough. That's crazy.
So they made a pivot, and now it's just liquor.
And now,
now it's a date rape drug.
You can buy all four separately for your own time. They don't put it together for you anymore.
It's called one.
They call it cough medicine.
Unless you're future.
Well, I would love to venture more into like what else has been inappropriately expunged that we didn't know about. You know, tons. And we're not even talking like faulty, like easy bake ovens or anything, but like medicine, things you consume.
Faulty easy. We haven't even done the research.
I want full spectrum. I want more Henrietta Lacks stories and the easy bake oven scandal of 1773.
I'm telling you, little girls everywhere were suffering.
Cooking.
Pun intended.
I wasn't gonna say it.
All right. So wait, Beam. Before I forget, what the hell were you talking about? Like, why do you have 50% off your next order, and why are we all like? Also, this is an anti-food delivery app podcast. Proto, you got to reconcile yourself with that because they're terrible. Up, down, left, right. I know that we like sometimes feel like we need them, but like, it's just like bad, you know.
I'm here to listen.
I don't know how terrible they are up here. Proto. I'm pretty sure I've witnessed. You're big on ordering through those apps.
There was one embarrassing night where I may have ordered 3 times in one night when you were here.
3 times.
I wasn't gonna say that. So, but
my God,
oh my God. Yo, y'all gonna keep that?
My God.
So
it all started with one night cough medicine.
And then we were about to play this game called Destiny 2.
Yo, come on now. You had a long night ahead of you.
I had to make sure
Yo.
Wilmer had enough fuel to build my
So
PC.
this was I forgot all about that, bro. Just that fairy dust. So this all happened. Yeah, you're bugging. So the argument there was to say that the food app ordering ain't that bad over this way up here in New England. They're on it, especially on a Friday night when you're building a computer. They got you, bro.
Times,
They're there.
Though. Over how long a period of time?
It was like hours,
probably
4 or 5
3 hours. 3 hours. Nah, it was like 3
over
hours.
3. So once on the hour, every hour.
Listen. Average. How long was that? Because I remember I left early because I had to go to work.
So back to the topic at hand.
so yeah. So I don't personally.
I want to judge you more, but okay.
If I'm ordering takeout, they're delivering by their means. They're not using.
We're big in this house. I would say at least 5 orders a week on average.
Through Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever.
Uber Eats specifically.
Do you have the Uber Eats Premium?
No, because Amex. You know what? And this is something that I will say, listeners, like you gotta check it out because Amex gives me $15, but somehow I spend hundreds.
Somehow.
And they don't give me any like bonuses anymore. Like they used to have like the $20 off your order. You know, I don't have any bonus, but so
because you're costing them too much fucking money.
I
ordering 3
They're
times.
like, ooh, this guy's priced out of the promos now.
They're like, this dude got money. Don't send him shit. But no, you know what? I do order a lot from it, and there are some times where there's like something missing, and that's frustrating as all heck. But recently, I was in Disney, and I came back after like walking 6 miles for the 3rd straight day in a row, and everything was closed around me. No car, right? Not easy to. And I Uber-eated, for lack of, I don't know, Uber ordered some medicine from a Walgreens. And I had like really bad sinuses because it was just crazy pollen over there. And I was like, wow, it is so great to be alive. Like at this era where I could just order some pollen medicine and get my sinuses cleared up. And so, I'd have to say... No,
that's real. When you're sick... That's real.
I'd have to say I love Uber delivery. I love it. And, there's times where you wake up really hungover. You don't have really anything in the fridge. You can't go out. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Right to your doorstep.
See? I can't get those down here, so it's, like, hard. It's just, like, if it's not a breakfast taco...
I bet it would be expensive, but I'm sure we can get you one.
Please.
I might know a guy on
I'm
these
going to sign up for Uber Eats. Underground Uber Eats, the black market.
I bet.
Underground Uber Eats.
But no, I'm sorry. I'm here to listen to the woes, but you'd have to convince me otherwise. It is a great service, and I love it. And so what if, like, sometimes I find a fries that's half eaten? It's all right. It's all good.
That's not all right.
That's the price of business. The price
We've been doing bite taxes since we were in 3rd grade, sharing our snacks. Why should it be any different on Uber Eats? Like, bite tax.
Yo, I'm so conflicted by that take.
That is sick, bro.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Yo, as a father who still does that, bro. Damn.
There you go. That's hypocritical.
The way of the world.
Crazy.
It's the way of the world.
Poppy, can you make me a sandwich? I can make you part of one.
You can have what's left.
Can you get me this juice? Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure there's no poison in it and take a sip. Here you go.
Crazy.
After I just poured it.
Oh God! So what happened to you this morning, dude?
Man, I was on the way to get fueled for the podcast, and I figured I would order ahead from the coffee shop. There's a lot of different apps in Houston, which is my first problem. There are a lot of different apps in Houston where you can log on, and then cafes, coffee shops, breakfast spots can sign up to be on your app. And then you go into the app, you can choose what restaurant you want, and then you can order it for pickup, just for pickup, right? And then their whole thing is, if you're in the neighborhood, use our app to find local stuff, and then walk there. And by the time you walk there, like, your food will be ready.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about this app before.
Great in practice. Terrible when you don't have sidewalks. So that's my first gripe. Houston is terrible for walking, so I'm not walking really anywhere. The fact that I have to go through 2, 3, 4 apps, depending on what neighborhood I'm in, That's very
This
inconvenient.
sounds terrible. Y'all got Cafe Bustelo down there?
That is
You
what
can
was
just
in
make
this
it at
cup.
home.
Too
bro.
much. It's at
Like,
the HEB. God damn it.
Get
It's in
it.
this
Make
cup,
it
bro.
yourself. Damn.
So this morning and other mornings before, I'm ordering through the app, and this has happened maybe 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
And I get to the restaurant, and they go, "Well, our mobile ordering app doesn't work, so we actually didn't get your order." Meanwhile, this app that I ordered ahead in already took my money
Right.
And confirmed.
and confirmed.
Mhm.
And then they send me a text 20 minutes later saying 50% off on your next order through us for your
You
inconvenience.
dirty bitch.
I pull up
Wow.
to the coffee shop. He rings me up and he goes, "All right, 2 coffees, $11.50." I look down on my app. I was charged $16. Like, bro, because you know that when you're ordering through Uber Eats or ordering through DoorDash, they put in an upcharge on
They're
it,
putting a
right?
fee, yeah.
And not only have food prices risen, their delivery prices have risen. The fucking, I don't know, man. It's just,
Yeah, but you
it's
don't do
just
that for 2 coffees. That's a tough one. Like you order, you gotta order. You gotta make it worth it.
I'm
For pickup, though.
for pickup.
For
pickup.
I'm
pickup.
not asking for
Pickup is
delivery. I just, have my coffee ready so I can come in, pop at the counter, and because people go to
But-
coffee shops to sit.
but
People go to coffee shops
If you're
to chill.
going there, can you not just call the coffee shop? They have a way to order directly. That's another thing.
No phone
No,
lines.
but they have
Order
an
through
app
our app
to do so?
Order through our app because most of these places down here are understaffed. So they're not even making people stop ordering to go pick up a phone, take down an order, and just order through our app. I walked up to the place, and on the door it said order through the app. We take this app. I pull up and they say the machine don't work, but it took my money. That's one part of the whole thing.
Huh.
So this
I
coffee
also-
shop is basically a McDonald's ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Food machine broke, dog. I heard Cruz say, like, if I'm getting delivery or if I'm calling somebody, I want to call somebody straight up. Have your delivery
Yep.
man do it. Like, let me talk to the guy who's behind the counter who's going to turn around and talk to the chef. Like,
I'm
So
not gonna lie.
I had
There's
a
a handful of restaurants that we order out from, and every single, like I said, we don't do any of the food delivery apps. We just don't, because 9 out of the 10 places that we call, they deliver or they do takeout, and we'll go and get it, and it's within 5 minutes.
Yeah, so because
So-
I am a sick fuck, if I have the time, this is sometimes why it takes me so long to order food, is because I will use Uber Eats to determine what is in the area. And then I'll find a restaurant I like, and then I'm going directly to their website. And then I'm going to order through them.
I'm not mad at
And
that.
sometimes, though, they will kick you back to Uber Eats, DoorDash, etc. And then I'm like, can't do it.
Nope. Yeah.
Like, if your main...
Wait, what?
Like if your main pickup
That's
thing
not fair
is
either.
through DoorDash and like I need
a
it
lot
independent.
of there's something to be said about the commodification of everything in Houston specifically. Like every single thing you try to do goes through a third party, and it's like really annoying at a certain point when you just want to talk directly to somebody and you got to go through.
Right.
And then
Give me
you
a human.
click through.
Ooh, man.
Right, you go through Google, you click through their website, and it's a Facebook page with an Uber Eats link. Like
Yep.
Damn.
Oh boy,
I
I
have
don't
never
know.
man.
experienced
So-
that. I hope to never experience that.
there's
That's
something
crazy.
to be
Yeah,
said.
and there are so many restaurants, so like it's
Yeah, that's
So-
nuts.
It's funny that you mention it because part 2 of why these apps are getting on my goddamn nerve. I watched this video from a YouTuber, Eddie Burback, called "The Deceptive World of Ghost Kitchens," and I'm not gonna go too hard into what he's talking about. Y'all should go
Yeah.
watch that
I
video.
remember this.
That rings a bell. Yeah.
I
It
got
is-
burned by a couple of
Let's
those.
see. It is a 40-minute video just about how Uber Eats operates in general. The big gist of it is when you log on to Uber Eats, especially in places like Houston, you can have up to 40 restaurants that are operating out of a single building. And what they're doing is taking these pre-made meals from a refrigerator that just got delivered. They're heating it up, packaging it up for you. And then a delivery person can pick up like 20 orders in one if everybody's ordering from the ghost kitchen.
Genius, and so mad I'm not doing it myself. And sorry
So-
to tell you that, but as an entrepreneur, I
Proto,
think that is
Proto,
probably the
as
smartest thing.
somebody who
I've
knows
ever-
you, there is a part in the middle of that video specifically that talks about Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast Burger and what he did to get his brand out there by putting his name on a food product at one of these ghost kitchens. It really is genius. When it works, when the person who discovered this, the person who invented this, put it out into the world, it was supposed to be, hey, you can get a lot of different types of food in one place. It doesn't take up too much restaurant space. People who want to sell their meals through our ghost kitchens can sign up, and if it's fresh food. But then, of course, you bring it down to Texas, and it gets absolutely bastardized. And it's just like,
well,
But that's everything.
in
but
stark contrast,
it's
in
everything.
theory,
But there's something to be said on each
in
side.
theory, it's great.
Do your research.
In theory,
That's all I gotta say.
it's great, but in practice, terrible. Right?
Do your
I think it's all in the balance, though. If you, to a certain extent, you want to operationalize something like that where you're maximizing the profit, but the balance is,
Of course,
when you maximize profit, you do that and you all the time, every time, lose the human element, right? And for me, thinking
about human, but I'm trying to Uber eat something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but look,
minimal human contact, bro.
Some
Just
of
leave
these,
the shit at my door. I don't even want to see you.
a lot of these places that are operating in ghost kitchens, like, are these places being audited for being food safe? Like, are they keeping their shipped meals, their prepared meals safe? Are there bugs? Are there rodents?
I thought there were rules against cooking outside and then bringing it in.
You can
that was a thing with the
you can pop
restaurant.
something up at a building,
as long as it's sealed.
and if nobody audits you, they audit you and you shut down and you go somewhere else.
That's
I
how
agree with all this.
like major chains like Einstein's Bagels, Bruegger's Bagels, all those bagels taste the same because they're made in the same place and they get dropped off.
Right. Now, this is what I was going to say. Like, besides the research part of it, right? Do your research. It's just, I think it becomes a thing about like who they're selling it to, who their target audience is, right? Because if you're somebody who goes to McDonald's, right? Hey, right here, big McDonald's lover, McDonald's be hitting the spot. You're probably going to order on Uber Eats apps instead of like, you have that deli has that human aspect of it.
Hey, man, look.
No, I'm just saying, you trust that place, the people there.
Right.
And if you care about your health, maybe, you're getting healthy options and that's the way you're going to eat, or you're just going to eat at home. So if you're Uber eating things, chances are you don't really care what you're getting, like as far as all that concern goes. So why are we crying about it if we're willing to order it? We're perpetuating it, and then we're like, oh man, they're bastardizing it. And you're like, you know what? Yes, of course they are. Everything does get into a space where it's difficult, but
I think about go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, as a left leaning citizen, my only thing is, and I'll leave it here, there's got to be some sort of baseline regulation. Because please go watch the video. He breaks it all down. There are pros, there are cons, there are everything. It's just when people get a taste, like you said, and try to profit. I don't know what the word is. When they try to overdo it and get the maximum amount of profit for the littlest amount of effort, there has to be some regulation when it comes to people ordering food. Because if you get bad food out of a bad place and you're poor and you get sick, that's basically just a tax on being poor. Because now you're sick and poor.
For sure. This is human rights stuff. No, it's human rights.
That's it.
I'm with you.
For me, it's literally about the food itself, right? Like what that does to the culture of food.
Found the chef.
Ooh, as a
and
chef.
For me, like the idea of ghost kitchens is similar to like this app I used to do, Chef, where it's like an app where like home cooks, you prepare a menu and like they order food from you that's through this app. And like for me, it just logistically didn't work out for me, especially when pricing for delivery was mad high, so they stopped the delivery service, and I'm not pulling up to anybody's house under any circumstances.
I know that, right?
But when we think about like basic food quality, like in cleanliness, but like thinking about the neighborhoods where those places serve, right, is going to be people like McDonald's. We know is not going to give you quality food, but they could. right? But like they could, and it
Dude,
could
they
be more
served
available.
salads at one point. Why did they
And
stop?
I'm thinking about like
They take away
Yo, there was
everything we
mad
love.
cheese in
quality
those
of
salads,
food, and this is
bro.
the human thing I'm talking about. Like when you actually are operating these vehicles in the right way, you are employing people who are interested in like care about food, and then you get produce and products that are quality and that make you feel good, and then that becomes the norm, and that means you have, and like ultimately it increases access to these things, because there's so, like, I work in a food desert. It is crazy that I can't get anything besides Popeyes, Papa John's, Taco Bell in the immediate area where I work. And like it can't, like I can't have shit fresh, and like my body is an engine on freshness. And when you have these things that has the potential to do that, right, to provide a array of food that is good, and then you cheapen it to the point where it is harmful for me when it comes to what we put in our bodies and what we provide, that's where it becomes problematic to me. um because like also like the like the monetary aspect, and so it needs to be regulated to me, because like it's like food matters, like the things you put inside your body matters, and it is okay to love McDonald's, but you have access to fresh food. You choose McDonald's.
Hell yeah, I do.
Like you choose McDonald's out of joy, right? But you also aren't afraid of fresh food, and you have access to it.
Looking for
fresh
sponsors.
And so it's just like HelloFresh per
HelloFresh.
I'm gonna tell you what the
Yo,
problem
get out
is.
my head.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. I mean, you said McDonald's could sell fresh food if they wanted to, but I believe the word is monetize. They're trying to they're getting most of their profit margin, right? It's hard to source fresh salad supplies, right? And what happens to the mom and pop shops
For a profit. It's hard to source it for a profit.
For a high profit.
Right.
And what are these mom and pop shops doing? They have a hard time not only sourcing good food, that becomes difficult too, but the management system becomes difficult. A lot of people are not educated enough to run a small business when they have a dream. They know how to chef things, they know how to do things, but they don't know how to run a business. And that's why McDonald's is so successful, because they focus on real estate, not even burgers, right? And we've all heard that somewhere down the grapevine. But their whole system, it's like Henry Ford when he created the way to process the Model T. Exactly. It's the process, the management process. You can fast food, right, was a thing. It wasn't negatively contexted when it came out. It was just you get a burger pretty fast and pretty efficiently, and it's still just a burger, right? That's the problem. A
quality burger.
Maybe we try to educate more. How do we implement management systems into these people who have these dreams and want to sell fresh food for people like you who want to eat it?
All right, we're gonna cut it there though, because me and Proto gonna work on that separately and become millionaires. So
Don't tell them too much. Don't tell them too much.
Yeah, all this game ain't free. Catch us on Patreon. I mean, for the deep chats.
We're looking for investors.
The deep chats, bro.
We're looking for, yes, amen.
Oh man. Nah, but for real though, I think this was a great pod. Such great episodes. Good conversation today. So let's actually cut here for the week, because Beam and I have Spider-Man soon, and I need to eat so I don't get hangry halfway through. Anything interesting, anything cool coming up in your lives between now and the next 2 weeks when we see each other again?
I really hope to have more content out. I appreciate you guys having me on this stream.
Welcome.
Now that I feel a little more set up, hope to bring Pokemon coming in, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, card openings. Come on now.
And more on that system for fresh food. I'm losing weight this year. 32. This is the year. Let's go.
Come on now.
I might join you on that journey.
Let's go. We're going for Pokemon Go walks. Let's do this.
Ooh, another hobby.
Yes.
Is that video games?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah, y'all told me games wasn't a hobby. That's a game. Nope.
Walking for it is a hobby.
That's hilarious. I got screwed by my own joke. We can play Destiny and walk.
Whoa, yo. So Microsoft
Okay.
Xbox has this system called Microsoft Xbox.
Okay, well,
All right. You, that's all I got. Thanks again. That's all I got.
Beam,
of course.
Cruz, what do you got going on?
So
Beam first.
like you said, we're going to see, I'm specifically going to see Spider-Man
Oh, okay.
Into the Spider-Verse
I love how
2.
you've changed it.
I'm just acknowledging you, but really letting everybody know it's all about me and it's all mine because I love Spider-Man. I don't know if anybody can see my little swingy boy back there. So we're going to see Into the Spider-Verse 2. So that's one thing that's great for me specifically. The second thing that's great for me specifically is that Metro Boomin executive produced the Spider-Verse album. So two doubly great things for me specifically. Got my bro back on Destiny 2, so we're going to be doing a little bit of grinding. If y'all remember A and B from a previous podcast episode, we are working on music. There's a lot of stuff going on in the next 2 weeks. And if you're on Pokemon Go, send me some gifts. Send me a gift, and I'll send you one back.
You gotta open them,
Yo,
bro.
Can we
All
post?
right.
Can we post our gamer?
We
tags?
have
We'll
to.
do that.
We have to.
I'll put it in the episode notes.
I'm looking for Pokemon Go friends.
Oh, do I have to reinstall this game that I've given up on?
It's
Yep.
only
Times
fair.
already?
It's only fair.
You might as well
Oh,
slap that.
fine. I'll
while
give
you're
you this
there.
and maybe
Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
Could have went to graduation this morning. Just kidding. Cruz?
Okay, I go last. Me. All right. We're gonna go see Spider-Man. Not today, but this week for sure. Proto, I'll hit you up.
Oh yeah, please do.
Outside of that, I'll tell you when we'll see when we're gonna go.
Please do.
I fell off a little bit. I didn't stream at all last week. I think I streamed yesterday, so I got to get back to streaming. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing Wednesdays anymore because Wednesdays are long days because Kay has Taekwondo that runs late. We got to come home we get home at like 6:30 ish sometimes, and then it's just not a good time. Then I have to be up early, and then they got homework, and then so I think I might move my stream days to either Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. If you
try some things out, see what works.
Yeah, well, we'll experiment, see what schedule works best. But you can see all that in the episode notes and on twitch.tv/Como Se Dice Cruz. That's where I'd be streaming that. Might be streaming Destiny with the bro. That'd be a good one instead of only streaming Rocket League.
Hard content.
You know?
If you want to hear me complain about that the whole time, follow.
Be sure to join it.
Join the stream.
Oh, man. And I got to get back to writing, man. I know I say it every fucking week, and I owe Beam a verse that's half done.
Put it in the calendar.
60% done.
Put it in the calendar.
Put it in the calendar.
And
put it in
we got that. You just gotta wait a minute for it.
So the name of our upcoming song is called "Wait a Minute." Nick Beam featuring Cruz. It's on wax now that this song exists. So
See what you did here.
get ready.
Ow.
You see the bar came from him, so it's coming soon.
Yeah, that's what we got. That's what I got coming.
Follow me on
That's it.
TikTok
Nice.
/Nick Beam. I'll be making memes.
Yay. Meme beam.
Meme Beam. That's staying.
Oh, beam.
Copyrighted.
Yeah, on the beam stream. All right, y'all. It is your boy, Definity, the host that stay doing the most. Nick Beam, Como Se Dice Cruz, ProtoJ, BadKidzPod. Check us out online, BadKidzPod, BADKIDZ.com. Exclusive online content, more about us, episode notes, receipts from all the articles where some of our opinions come from.
There he is.
Ooh, look at that.
It's looking now.
Look at that. Preview of that Pokemon content coming soon. Keep it funky, keep it fresh. We out later. Ooh, one more time.
Next time.
Good job, Larry.